When I hear National Sewing Machine Day, I think of man meat. What does that mean, you're asking, if you're new to the show? You may or may not know that Woody's mom in real life had a boyfriend. And that boyfriend was nicknamed Man Meat by Woody. Mm-hmm. What does that have to do with sewing machines? Great question that no one asked. He was a sewing machine collector. Chelsea, did you remember that?
No, I met him several times.
Yes. Seemed to be a delightful man, this Man Meat, but he as I don't know if this was a job or a hobby, but he was, he drove across the country like all the time picking up old sewing machines. Am I right or wrong, Woody?
You're 100% right. So he had a sewing machine museum in his house.
Okay. You should have told me to stand up before you said that.
No, sit down. I don't want you to keel over. Stay safe.
And it was a specific type of sewing machine. So antique Singer featherweight machines. He was like one of the leading authorities in the nation on those machines. And his phone would ring constantly from people around the country asking for machines to buy or how to fix them, how to do a wide number of things. It was crazy.
Now, sadly, Man Meat no longer with us. Right. What happened to the sewing machine collection? That sounds like that would have been worth billions.
Not billions, but a lot of money. And so his son got some of it, and my mom got some of it because my mom and him were in business together. Like Chelsea,
when you say your mom and him were in business together, what are we talking about?
He was giving her the business.
That's what I thought was happening.
She was taking the cash. His museum had a Singer skin sewing machine that was used in World War II. Singer developed a device to help surgeons close wounds. It was a sewing machine for human skin, and he had one.
Now, I would like to see that. I'm interested.
That was the level of stuff. And he would buy these old machines and he would fix them up. And some people use them for quilting and whatever. Some people use them as art pieces.
How do you get into that?
That's a fascinating question that I never understood. But
you never asked him because you didn't really care for him that much.
Well, the guy who's slamming your mom, you're not like, hey, how'd you get into sewing machines? Right? That's not one of those things like, why'd you put out that cigarette and tell me?
I feel like lost a bet maybe is how it starts. And then maybe at some point you go, you know what, this isn't too bad. But at some point, like he was in a fantasy football league and they were like, if you lose, you have to start collecting sewing machines. And he was like, no!